It's Black History Month, and you know, I have a lot of Caucasian friends, a lot of Caucasian brothers. Word. And I guess the question is, well, kind of like a multiple pronged question, really, but we'll try to dumb it down. Should white people care that it's Black History Month? If they care, how should they celebrate Black History Month? Should they celebrate? Like, should they like if the other 11 months of the year they show no interest in Black history, none.
Right.
But then February 1st, they're just like, hey, I've been reading this new MLK. This
Right.
guy's kind of fascinating. You know what I
Dressing in
mean?
kente cloths and stuff. Yeah.
It's kind of like nobody really talks about Christmas until it approaches. Christmas is not on your mind. So the same thing. So for me, honestly, when Black History Month comes around, my white friends, I don't know every white person in the world, but my white friends, they don't need to start telling me that they're just out of their own spare time writing a book report, okay, on Marcus Garvey. That does nothing for me. They don't need to be like, yo, Chris, let's hang out. I haven't seen you in a while. We click up and all of a sudden we're talking Black history the entire month. I don't need
Right.
to know that. You know why? Because the fact that me and you are boys already says that it's not even an issue. There's no race problem. You don't look at me better or lesser than we're friends. Color's not a factor. So if you are interested, however, in learning about Black history, and it just happens to fall in Black History Month, you know, sparks a little fire in you, which is possible.
Right.
Okay, cool. Let's have the conversation. But I don't think they need to go out of their way and broadcast, hey, it's Black History Month, nigga. What did you say? I don't think they need to do that. I'm just saying.
Like this is the 1 month where they get the N-word pass. You know what I'm saying? Like
Nah, nah,
everybody's black during February.
no, I don't think so at all.
I'm glad you went first because I feel like my answer might be a little more controversial. I don't know. And that's for my black people. You might not like my answer too much, but I feel like in the long term, my answer might help out a little bit more. So you asked how should white people celebrate Black History Month? I don't think white people should celebrate Black History Month. I don't think it should be celebrated at all by anybody as a month. If you want to support Black history in any way, push for it to be taught in schools. Push for it to be something where it's the normal for not just to learn about, because it's to the point where we were in school and we're learning about American history, like white people in America, and we live in Canada. And there was things with black people that happened here in our country that we know nothing about. Give us some of that history. Push for that. You see, the problem is that they've been able to focus this and concentrate it to just one time per month. And even that one time per month, nothing changes. It's not like there's any special events being held by government or anything like that, or there's any podiums where they have professional speakers or people of public notoriety coming to speak to us or anything like that. Nothing changes unless you're in elementary school or you're in middle school. And then you do your little Black History project for like one week and you're done. So Black History Month has never been a thing. And I've been alive for a long time. And I have never seen Black History Month celebrated in the entire time that I have been alive.
Look, at the end of the day, my stance is I don't give a shit what they teach in school. I don't care. I look at school as something you have to go through because there is some good stuff in school that they teach you. You need it, right?
Right.
Reading, writing, math, of course, right? Some other stuff too. But Black History Month, I don't give a shit if they teach that in school. I really don't.
No, what I'm saying though is because like there are white people watching this right now who are wondering to themselves, like, is there is there a line that's too far for me to cross in me trying to show my support for black people during this month?
No,
And
there
and
isn't.
I'm saying to myself, you can think like that, but your stance should be, you know what? Fuck that. I don't care about how I celebrate or praise or whatever I want to do for black people this month. I should be pushing for the entire year for something to be taught to people. If I really care about this, I should be pushing for something to be ingrained into society that's a normal thing, because Black history teaching is not normal in our, it's still something that's put into a separate
Yeah,
category.
no, what you're
We shouldn't
saying.
be Black history. It should just be part of your history
Yeah,
class.
no, what you're saying is totally agreeable. But that's again why I said what I said. Like, I don't care if they teach it in school. If I want my kids to know about Black history, I'm going to educate my child. I'll put her onto books. Hell, there's the internet. Let's also not forget a curriculum. Anything that's taught in school, a curriculum is made for that particular subject. How do I know half the stuff they're teaching around Black histories isn't just fluff and bullshit, anyways? You understand what I'm saying? So I will teach. So for white people too, if you're interested in Black history, do your Googles. It's really simple. You want your kid to know about Black history? Google. Like, what the hell? I don't care
Here,
what's being.
here's
No, no.
here's why. Here's okay. So here's why I want it taught in schools. Here's why I want it taught in schools, because a lot of things that are missing in these misguided racist people who are taught by their parents and their grandparents is the empathy. The reason that they lack the ability to get the empathy is because they weren't there. And we're getting further and further away, to the point where every generation is further away from the time when we're in actual quote unquote slavery, like it's done. But like, you know what I mean? When it was more obvious, when it was something that was legal in the country. So that means they don't understand some of the things that were done to Black people for real. They don't understand some of the pains, some of the punishments, some of the pressures that everybody had to go through, and some of the experiences of these people that they had to go through in order to come out of slavery. They don't know that. And when you're teaching somebody a racist rhetoric and they don't have anything that is taught to them, that is shown the other side, so they can at least see to say, listen, everything grandma and grandpa and papa are telling you is not the whole truth. Here's another side. That enables a world where more racists can continue to be created.
Yeah.
If you start teaching the other side in school, you will at least have some people.
Exposure.
Right. You will have some people who will sit there in the class to something that is forced to be taught to them, because now it's part of your curriculum. And they may come to a different understanding after that.
So yeah, you make a great point. But what
greater effect than a fucking month.
But what I'll tell you is this: if I learn something from my mom and my dad and my grandma and my grandpa, and I'm around it every single day of my adolescent life to 13, 14, whatever, I'm going to believe that over what's being taught in a school. Because first of all, if you're a racist person, you're stupid anyways. So you're dumb, you're susceptible to bullshit. So in your dumbass mind, when you go to a school, which is, it's not segregated, right? It's mixed, Black, white, brown, Asian, whatever. You're probably thinking the school's bullshit anyways. So you're not believing half the stuff they teach you when they're teaching you about Black History Month, because of what your family has indoctrinated in you. But you know what?
I disagree with that. I disagree with that. Because if that was true, people would still be going to college and university, and they would think that they would still have to take that same boxed route that our parents and our grandparents taught us, because that's what they're still teaching us. Parents still want their kids to be going to college and get their degree. And it's all the stories that you hear on YouTubers and all these famous people. I dropped out of college. I went against what I was taught by my parents and what they were surrounded by, and I followed what I learned from my own experiences. So
boom, you the word you said is exactly where I was going to. Own experiences. So if they've been indoctrinated by their family on some bullshit and nothing is taught to them in school, they never do a Google or whatever like that, the real world, their own experience is going to give them a swift kick in the ass. Because it doesn't work that way anymore. Your grandfather or grandmother's time versus now, that was a long time ago. I'm not saying people like that still don't exist, but that was a long time ago, my nigga.
Right.
You're gonna get some hard lessons, and you're either gonna learn from those lessons or not.
No. So let's expose them. Let's enter something into their experience that they wouldn't otherwise have unless we put it into the curriculum.
Yeah.
History of Black people.
Look,
let's enter that into their experience.
Look, at the end of the day, it just goes back to, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. It is a kid, obviously. I know that. But if a kid has been indoctrinated with this racist idea for like years, 10 years, whatever age you think they would start learning about this in school, at least 10 years, 10 years, they're not going to switch up. This is what they know.
Yeah.
You can't tell them anything different. And why would I believe Mr. Johnson, who I've just met this year, over my mom and dad.
I mean, like I said, it's going to be difficult for some people, but you may have that small percentage of people who do look at it a different way, and that's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for them to put in a course that's gonna change racism. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like I said at my very last point was the best way to put it in a sentence. Let's enter it into their experience and expose them to it,
Well,
and
look,
let them make their choice from there then on out.
agreed. I don't think that's a bad thing. I just wouldn't rely on it as a black parent. I am not
Right.
relying on the
I
school.
would prefer that over Black History Month. Me
I'm not
personally.
relying on this. That's cool. I don't even need Black History Month. I don't. Because as a black parent, I'm going to teach my child about our culture, our history, 365 days. And if my white brothers and sisters, who are my friends, if they care about me, my people's history, what I've gone through, they're sympathetic to that.
Right.
They have children. If we're friends like that, your children are going to be around my children. I'm assuming you might do the same. Maybe not as aggressively as I would, but a little dash of niggerdom every now and then.
Nigga
Just saying. Viewing public, what are your thoughts on this? I think we have a lot of white people that are subbed to our channel. We may have lost some now, but what are your thoughts on
Hopefully
this?
not. I mean, if we did, I mean, I think we know why.
Good
And
riddance to
bye
bad rubbish.
bye.
But do you think white people need to do anything specific to celebrate Black History Month? Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Adeuces.